the coming together of two prevalent families. But the celebrations were short-lived, as Major Felix Hagen was found dead in his study by a young servant of the house. It then became my responsibility and obligation as a detective to uncover the truth behind his demise. My initial examination of his study exposed a number of things I did not expect to find. Things I have no desire to divulge at this time, but what I can say is this. It was no simple murder. A letter demanding ransom for a continued silence confirmed this. I am sure some, if not all of you, have heard whispers of a series of blackmails that have plagued the social elite in recent weeks. After hearing of the letters in the Major study, you may ask if it was him behind the letters. You may further ask if he was preparing his next threat to another unsuspecting victim. It is a question that crossed even my mind. That was until I sought the truth. That in fact it was the Major that had fallen victim to our blackmailer Mystérieux. Last night I spoke with you all, confirmed your whereabouts in the house over the course of the evening, and while I would have expected such questioning to reveal a potential suspect, what I learned was that it could not have been one of you.
What do you mean, not one of us? The man was stabbed. He hardly did that to himself. There is still a killer in the house.
Pardon, monsieur, if you would allow me to finish. It could not have been only one of you. Rather a partnership, in cahoots, if you will. Conversations today have revealed facts that I was not expecting to discover. And although they may have muddied and complicated my investigation, what I must do to bring the guilty parties to justice has become clearer. Those of you that spun stories in an attempt to confuse and derail my investigation have made a grave mistake in underestimating my intelligence. Other detectives may fall for such deception, but I can assure you, Detective Poirot is no such fool. My investigation is far from over, and swift justice shall be dealt to those that have committed such appalling acts and have continued to mislead and lie to protect themselves. Now, I must continue mon enquête, and I shall leave you to consider that you may be beside a cold-hearted killer. Bonsoir. Monsieur Sterling, un moment.
Quite the speech, detective.
Merci, but it was not made to entertain, more to warn the guilty party.
Well, nothing. But I was so preoccupied with the
Perhaps it was just my mind playing game.
Maybe one of the guests got lost. Master Hagen had a key, obviously, and Lady Vandenbosch. I should have said this morning.
Monsieur, I am not quite sure you understand the...
I am well aware, detective. I just...
Would you allow a man with a smoking gun to
I suppose not. When requested, aye. If something is required from there when Master
Forgive me. If he is not around...
It's not what you think, detective.
What I think is that you have been trusted with a copy of the key.
I only lied because of the trouble I can...
At this moment, monsieur, you should be more worried about the trouble you should...
I know how it will sound, but I lost my key. I must have set it down somewhere. Is that really necessary?
The murderer remains at large, and there is still no...
Of course. I still just cannot...
It may be hard to imagine. I would like to begin my searches now. Since it is closest, I will start with the west wing.
I may not be back when you return. Here is the key to the other rooms.
Merci.
Entrez. Detective, what a pleasure.
In a purely professional
There is no need to act so stiff.
Madame, after the revelation of your actions last night,
I would... We wouldn't be doing a very good job if I could only help one girl. I in fact found work for...
she has fitted into Monsieur's home.
What is better, detective? That she remained in an abusive house? Or she is able to rebuild her life with...
When put like that,
the happiest she has been in years. I check in with them all as... Be careful, detective. Not all...
it is your actions in this house that have been questioned about.
We do what... That would be Inga. She has been one of the most promised...
Madame Vandenbosch took in a young lady.
There is no need to sound so surprised, detective.
I did not mean to sound so cruel. I just did not expect Madame to hire someone of that...
People change, detective.
Believe... Merci, Madame. Oh. Oh. Aha. Oh. Aha. Ah.
Go ahead, detective. A compliment and now an apology.
There was something I was still unsure of. You mentioned that your
From my days as a nurse.
If that is so, why would you have brought several pieces of equipment usually found in a physician?
One must always be prepared, detective.
Prepared? At an engagement?
If I had not brought them, I would not have been able to assist you last night. Perhaps you should...
Merci.
Detective, what?
Mademoiselle, I am...
If it's going to clear my name, be...
If you would...
You've really got a fascination.
I would not say fascination.
Well, I'll save you the bother of trying to find out more about him. He's not that interesting. In fact, he's a bit of a wimp.
That is not the impression I got of him.
That's because you've only seen the side. Like I said, he's not the man he wants everyone to think he is.
Oui. But how is it...
You don't really want me to recount every conversation I've had with him, do you?
There is one particular I had in mind.
An argument would imply it was a two-way conversation.
And that is not how it was?
Here it is. I've been helping Angeline get exposure, her marriage to Gideon is big news, and his work is really paving the way for others. I saw the chance to get their names out there, and he didn't like it.
What was there not to like?
Your guess is as good as mine, Detective. But if I had to, I'd say he was jealous it wasn't his name at the top of the article.
And his reason to storm off?
Oh, you know about that. Let's just say I didn't accept his pathetic attempt to get me to stop the story. Let me guess. The first thing he told you was that he was a union leader. No.
A man that is proud of his work is not something...
Don't get me wrong, he has a way with words, and he can certainly rally a crowd. But that's about it. At the end of the day, he's a representative and nothing more. He's got to play the part, not just learn the lines.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Sure thing, Detective. And
if I do change it... Huh. Huh. Oh.
Go right ahead, All Felix cared about was money, and filling his pockets with it.
The Major was not in need of money, though.
Need and what? As far as I know, De Silva hired him to work security. He was worried what could happen to his precious factories if things...
And your reporters were there to cover the story when it did turn.
My reporters go where there is news to be told.
And you predicted the violence that occurred?
Anyone could see that was gonna happen. If you ask me, Hugo should have acted sooner.
Merci, mademoiselle. I... Huh. Oh. Oh. Mademoiselle, we meet again.
Bonjour, Monsieur Poirot. Pardon.
Just a detective is quite all right.
Bon, can I help you? I guess you wouldn't know anything about life on the street.
It is not an experience I have had to face personally, but I understand that many are forced.
The lifestyle of a thief, you mean?
Put rather bluntly.
You are the first officer that has not taken one look at me and pulled out their handcuffs.
Mademoiselle, I can see you have turned your life around, and I commend you on your efforts.
Without the Countess, I would probably be rotting in a cell somewhere. I was taking him a plate of food, but he didn't answer to my knocking.
You then entered the study.
I did. He was not moving.
I did not mean to upset you again. Seeing him there would be troubling for anyone, and...
I suppose we're like a family. We argue, but most of the time we get along.
You must all be quite close, then.
Some more than others.
You refer to whom, mademoiselle?
Well, Maman Rihanna. She's been here the longest, and she's very close with Lizzie. Maman Ray is Luke's sister. You didn't know that? I thought she would have said. She talks about him all the time. It must have been awful. Apparently, he was right at the front when they were charged. They didn't stand a chance. If I had been the one
Mademoiselle Rihanna, Maman Ray.
Every time she talks about what happened.
Merci, mademoiselle. Monsieur Demire, I hope you are...
Nothing a good night's sleep couldn't...
Très bien. I wonder if you would be up to discussing...
Whatever you need. I lost my taste for death a long time ago. But it had to be done.
Most understandable. I shall extend the same gratitude...
You've spoken to him already.
Perhaps that should be a question you ask him yourself.
Yeah, maybe. I bet he had a lot to say.
When I say your past, I refer to your past.
Okay, well, what did he say?
It seems you both had the same sentiment for this party. Perhaps the bridges that you thought were once burnt are in fact
We'll see how probable that reconstruction is going to be. Until he sees my point of view...
What is there for him to understand before the bond can be repaired?
He lost his friends in the war, the same as everyone. But somehow he has forgiven. Those two, close.
They must share something in common to be able to hold a conversation.
If there is one thing I know about my brother, it's that he will not. No. He cannot.
Was it not your brother that punched Monsieur Hagen?
Ah, that's different. He was asking for it. If you put my brother in a room with 5 socialites like her...
Merci for your assistance, monsieur. Aha.
Always got time for my favorite detective. The dagger. I wondered how long it...
I shall give you the opportunity to explain the reason for it being here before I...
It was going to be a wedding gift for Gideon. I've maybe not been the best. After what happened to the Major,
You did not see it fitting to tell me you were harboring a rather sizable...
I wouldn't say harboring. And I wasn't...
Merci for your assistance, monsieur. Huh. 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 Oh. I should not be surprised. Things are beginning to become... Another success. I never doubted myself. Monsieur de Silva, I am sure you want...
Not really, Detective. Your speech was rather...
I have not had my abilities questioned to my face by one of those I suspect of.
Well, if you wish to prove me wrong...
And I hope...
Yes, I helped him invest some money. Unfortunately, he was not the business...
Madame Vandenbosch had a very similar view. At least he could have taken solace that you were both in the same position.
I think you're confused, Detective. It was Edwin that lost his fortune.
Forgive my naivete. If you were helping him make viable investments, would you...
I told him about the opportunities. I did not tell him to put his whole family's wealth into it. The prospect of doing good meant more to him than his profit margins. He was bound to fail.
The business declared bankruptcy.
It did, until it was purchased for a fraction of its worth. Everything that I want to say on that matter has already...
I understand, monsieur. But what I would like to know is, was the late Viscount aware of your feelings towards his wife?
Excuse me, Detective, but you have crossed the line.
crossed the line like an attempt to bankrupt a business partner and friend so that you'll be able to swoop in and impress a certain target of your affections.
You make such ridiculous accusations without a shred of proof.
Your reaction at the mere suggestion is proof enough, monsieur. While I cannot arrest you for betrayal of a friend, I can hope your conscience does not forget, and that will be punishment enough.
He didn't have much to speak of. I was always surprised at the life he lived.
Surprised in what way?
Well, considering it wasn't that long ago he came to me asking about work, I didn't think he was in such good financial shape.
You offered him a position.
Nothing. If you can call what him and his team did security. For the money I paid, I did not expect them to be so reckless.
It was a considerable amount you paid him?
There's no need to divulge amounts, but it was certainly more than was expected. He said they were all professionals, but I saw nothing of the sort. He said he had worked with them all in the army as their superior officer. They were men that could be trusted.
But that was not the case?
I had not even met them before they arrived on site. They brought their own equipment. It looked like they knew.
And this equipment, it included the weapons that injured and killed the workers?
It was not much of a choice, Detective. I said they didn't need them, but Felix...
That is all for now. Aha. Oh.
What did... Excuse me?
I do not think it is unreasonable to question why you would feel the need to bring a letter opener with you.
Really, Detective? If I had stabbed him...
I have spoken of a potential blackmail ring, and yet you still kept your letter to yourself.
It is none of your business. And it is nothing more than a cheap trick to have me...
If that were the case, it would be strange for you to have kept the letter and brought it with you, would it not?
Your persistence is a trick. No reason, Detective. Merely saving you from...
I will be the judge of that. I would like to know about any and all evidence that may help. I trust there is nothing else you deem a waste of my time.
Of course not, officer. It's not... I have never heard so much rubbish in all my life.
That suggests there are some that you do not respect.
Yes, well, why should I praise someone for doing a poor job? You make me sound like some monster.
Monsieur, the letter does not only discuss your questionable business dealings, but also cases of abuse against your staff. Both accusations that must be taken very seriously.
Detective, there is a difference between telling a member of...
And it is you that decides where that line is drawn?
In my house? Yes, it is. Please stop calling it that.
That does not mean your behavior.
They have one chance. If they are not doing the job they are hired to do, they are...
Is there a specific member of staff that may have expected such a ride?
There is one girl, a new maid. I didn't expect great things from her, but Comtesse de Vos promised... Yes, and no one asked them to.
But surely it is beneficial to both parties. Your profits must have been affected.
There are barely any profits to speak of.
Why have those talks not taken place and a deal arranged?
Monsieur Beckers has made no attempt to speak with me and offered no counter-offer. The ball...
That is all for now. What a revelation! The pieces of the puzzle are finally come. I should not be surprised, but...
What is... She approached me. I thought it was rather brash.
In what way?
Assuming that I would want to take on another servant, and one from such a troubled When he came to me, I told him that with the factories on strike and my profits pouring down the drain, I had nothing for him. His rates were steep, but he said he knew what needed to be done, and he was prepared to do it. He made excuse after excuse, demanding more and more money for the job to be done.
The riots.
I had no idea they were going to charge them like that. How would...
And even following such a tragedy, he continued...
He said if he wanted my silence, it would cost. Do you have any idea what it could do to my life?
I have every idea, monsieur. You hired a militia to take action against your own workers. You deserve whatever...
I didn't know that was what he was going to do.
I have to believe nothing but the truth. And the truth, monsieur, is that it is not only the Major that is all for now. Magnifique.
Is there something you... She helped me at the shelter, and with this job.
That I am already aware of. What I am not is what else she tasked you with.
Pardon, detective?
I know that your position as a servant in this house is not your only job. What did Countess de Vos ask you to do while in this house?
She said I had to do what she asked, or I would be back on the street. I didn't want to do it. If anyone found out, I would be the prime suspect.
Merci, mademoiselle. Some would say a lucky guess. I would... I should not be surprised by my...
Is there something you need, detective? Nothing. She said I was to take nothing.
If it was not something she wished you to take, what was it?
She wanted me to find out information about the family and Monsieur Hagen.
Why did she request that?
At first I didn't know, but when I heard about Mademoiselle Angeline being blackmailed, and then the Major, I knew she had used what I found. I knew Monsieur Archie had a key, and it would be easy to get it from him.
You knew that the Major asked Monsieur Sterling to access the safe from time to time, and if anything was ever discovered missing, he would surely take the blame.
I never took anything. I only told the Countess what I had found.
And that was?
About Monsieur Hagen and the Madame's relationship, and Angeline.
I'm sure the Countess was pleased to hear such valuable...
She said I had done a good job, but I needed proof. That's why I went back and got the letters last night. I fetched the letters again and took them to the Countess last night. But she shouted at me and said what a stupid girl I was.
You were only doing as she requested.
She said it was too dangerous for her to have them with you around. That's when I returned them to the study. I thought I heard someone on the stairs, so I just threw them back. It was dark as I dared not turn the light on. Someone would have seen it.
Merci. The pieces of the puzzle.
Is there something you need? That's all, I swear. I heard Monsieur Archie.
Is the Countess aware of this room?
I told her it was somewhere in the house, but I didn't know where. She wasn't happy with me that I hadn't found it yet.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your honesty today has helped me greatly.
I suppose that I will lose my position.
That is not my decision to make. But when the whole truth is revealed, it will not be the pawns the law looks to convict. We shall be coming for the Queen. What a revelation!